Hello, Groovesters. David Lemon here with Groove LemonAid number 51. Not a round number anymore, not so sexy as the last one, but we're still moving forward. So I'm here to help you solve your Groove-related problems when you're building out your landing pages, email sequences, funnels, any type of marketing that you're planning to do. If you have any questions, feel free to ask. I'm just going to pop this banner up so everybody that joins us for the first time understands what we are doing. For those of you that are regularly here, welcome back. For those of you that are new, welcome to Groove. If you may not know me yet, my name is David Lemon. I'm also going to just show my name just for the moment. I'm the product experience manager here in Groove. I am actually the person that is managing different teams, programmers, and marketing and design and things like that, just so that we have a nice full product called Groove. I know a little bit of everything, so I decided I'm going to do these Q&As and answer some of users' questions. And this is where we are right now on the 51st session this year. I did approximately 40 last year as well. So here's you can see we have quite a lot of support for you guys. So just to start with something that we have released last time, if you haven't seen yet, we released the new feature request and bug reporting portal, and also we have the new roadmap, which is going to be updated as things go live. The roadmap is mostly for bigger features and bigger kind of announcements. I'm just going to share my screen quickly just for you to see and understand what am I talking about. So here, when you log into your Groove account, you can see that we have now a new update portal over here. Some people don't really like that we have the new roadmap and the updates, and some people just don't care, as I can see over here. There is always going to be somebody that is not happy with anything that we do, so I'm not doing that for them. So if you would like to report some bugs that you think you found, or you would like to see what kind of goodies we have prepared for Groove in the future, you can come over here behind the name over here. I'm just going to hide that very quickly, and the banner for a moment. Here in the left hand, here in the lower left hand side, you can see the feedback button. This is the three dots next to each other, and then click roadmap and feedback. From here, you can come onto our roadmap, and you can also see the updates and feedback. So the roadmap, as I mentioned, is going to be for bigger functionalities, bigger features that is kind of super exciting. And then the little less exciting things are going to be here in the feature requests. Like, not everything needs to have a full-on space on a roadmap. Most of these things will be, though, because these are already planned. I just put them on here so that everybody can see, vote up, and put on their comments as well. But in case you have some bugs you want to report, you can come over here. And then I just need to mention one more time, some people missed it. This is a manual platform. Basically, when you put here something, I'm going to be in the back end, and I'm going to be looking into it, approving it, because sometimes people just report things that are not bugs. Some things are just designed a certain way that users are not familiar with, so I can kind of make declutter the bug reporting, so only bugs that are there are reported, and then we can prioritize the different tasks with the dev teams. And then updates are over here as well. So that's something that is interesting. I just wanted to also point out on some of the things from here. We have the Shipstation integration here added, and that's going to come out most probably next week. If not next week, then the week after that. But that is now in the testing phase. It's looking good. At this moment, it is already possible to connect your GrooveKart store with Shipstation with Zapier. or custom webhooks. But at this moment, not everybody knows how to do that. Very soon, Shipstation, if you're using GrooveKart, you understand what Shipstation does. Shipstation will be a direct integration into the system, so you won't need that. So that's exciting. That's coming out next week. We'll also have a couple of interesting updates for GroovePages. I'll do that announcement when we come to it. Things like, let me just open it here for myself. There's not much to show, so I'm not going to show you, but I'm going to read you some of the items that are going to be released for our GroovePages. That's for building your pages and funnels. We'll have an option for the text alignment on a form. So whenever you have a form for asking, I don't know, name, email, and a submit button, you will be able to kind of put the placeholder within that form, like where it says name or email or something like that. Within the form, you'll be able to manage the text to show centered or left aligned or right aligned. That's not possible right now. That's a small feature, but it is kind of useful. Also for the people that write from the other side, not left to right, but from right to the left, that's going to be handy. We'll also have very soon a move to and clone to buttons. At this moment, you can switch pages from pages section to the actual webinar section and vice versa. But we'll have soon an option that is called move to and clone to. So that means that if you want to move to a different site, for example, or just clone a page to a different site that you have in your account, you'll be able to do that within a couple of clicks. That's a new functionality. We'll also have some bigger functionality that's still being tested, probably going live next week. But that's block functionality on the pop-ups. So we'll have nice pre-designed pop-ups. I'm going to very quickly show you some of the designs that our designers did, and these are quite cool. And you're going to be able to import these pop-ups with a couple of clicks only. So let me just zoom in. We'll have all sorts like newsletter signups. Newsletter signups. So all of these pop-ups will be made available for you. Abandoned cart, things like that. Free quotes for service-based businesses or for businesses that do kind of services or consulting and things like that. So all of these are just from one of our designers. We'll have many more pop-up templates, but it's just give you a taste of what's coming and what's going to be released within the next couple of days. So these were not roadmap worthy, but you're going to see them in the updates when it goes live. So I just wanted to give you a little sense of what's going to come in the next couple of days. Let's go back. Let's put up the banner and let's jump into the comment section. This was a nice short intro just to kind of keep people excited, and this is going to allow some time for the users to ask their questions and just join the live stream. Okay, cool. So moving back to the actual main point of this Q&A, and that's basically answering your questions. So I'm going to just open the post where we have the users that asked the questions before we started on here. And Raghu has the first question here. This is the Facebook post that went live announcing the Q&A. And we have questions here. I have set up Groove Affiliate for one product and tier 1 commission is 25%, but I'm offering 30% discount coupon for that product. Is there a way to put some conditions, like if someone purchased the products with 30% coupon, they can only get 10 or 5% tier 1 commission for affiliate? Very good question, and I can see it handy, but at this moment there is no option for managing the affiliate commissions based on a coupon. That's quite handy though, Raghu. So I would appreciate if you would go and request that in the new feature request portal. That is, I'm pretty confident that that's going to be handy for a lot of users in the future. So put up a request for that, and then we'll see how many people want it, and based on that, we'll prioritize it with the devs. JC Khan asks, is there a way to create a block in GroovePages to be 50-50, where the picture can be full width inside half of the block and text to be in the other half. Not sure if I'm saying it correctly, but the photo is what I'm trying to create inside GroovePages. Actually, that's already available. That was available from the beginning. I'm going to show you how to do it. So it's a little bit of playing with the borders of the the height and the width and the margins and the paddings of the blocks. I'm going to show you. It's pretty it's pretty simple, but I don't know how to talk today. I'm just going to start from a blank page, but you can do that on pages with design already. So you can just go into the empty blocks over here and take this one with 2 blocks or 2 containers next to each other. Okay, so immediately if I close this, you'll see that the containers are not touching the borders of the screen, so they're not full width. We'll manage that, but also you can see that there is some gap between the 2 containers. On your example over here, what you show is that the actual image and this white space is touching the borders of the screen, and then here in between there is no space. It's basically the image and the other container are touching. They basically have no spacing in between. So let's start with that. So if you click into this spacing between, you're going to be selecting the layout 2x2. So if you click on the configure, this is where you manage the gutter width. This is called the gutter. Between the 2 containers, there's a little bit of spacing, and that's what we call gutter. So in case you say, I don't want any space, so the gutter width to be none, you click update and you're going to see that this space just disappeared between the two containers. So first step is done. We now have 2 containers that are touching each other. On the next thing is to manage the actual containers. So if I click on this one, and if I either select the layout or the container, you can see it's very small, but you can see that the actual red border is here, and then there is some white space, and then this checkered gray white container starts showing. So this means that there is a little bit of spacing in between here. So let's just go back and remove that. So let's click on this one. Let's go layout 2x2, and let's go to spacing. Immediately here in the spacing, you can see that there is 0.5 padding on the left and the right hand side. So that's the little bit of spacing that was added. So we now put that to 0, and immediately you can see that it is different now. So we went through the layout 2x2. Let's just do that on the container as well. Spacing, we can see that there is no spacing on these ones. So now we managed it. It's all set up. The next thing what we need to do is make sure that the container is 100% of the width. So this is 100%. That's fine. And also that the actual block also doesn't have any spacing. If I select a block, you can see a little bit of spacing also in between over here, and that needs to be removed. Okay, so spacing, let's just do this 0, and let's just do this 0. Okay, and let's just go into sizing and let's leave it like that. So something is still missing. Something still needs to be managed. So I'm going to select a layout 2x2. I'm going to set up the sizing to be basically max width 100%. Like this. Let's just close it and see if it is happening right now. Okay, so the layout 2x2 is max width, and then let's just do the same thing with the actual container. So the container max width is set up to be static. Let's just select percentage and make it 100%. So let's just close this, and you can see now that we have a block. It took a little bit of tinkering. It can be really done in just a couple of seconds if you don't go through the explanations of what I did. I just want you to understand my thinking when I'm going through this. So what we did is we set up the actual block that was not set up to be touching the borders of the screen. There were no spacing in between the 2 containers. And now that we just tinkered with the spacing and the sizing a little bit, now we have created this environment where we can just put in an image into this container as a background. Let's just try and see if this image is, yeah, I believe this would work. Okay, the image is not visible because at this moment we need to put some content on it. We set it up as a background. Let's just put here something like that. Okay, you can see now that the image is going from one side to the middle. If we want, we can set up the background of this section to be white, so it's not going to show up until we actually put some text on it. So let's just put this, and then we can style it as on your image, something like this, and then let's put it in the middle. So now we actually achieved what you wanted to do. We created a page which has been set up to touch the borders of the screen and to have no padding between. So that's the process. It could really be done in just much faster if you're not explaining it like I did, but you can see that this can be really achieved. Now what you would need to do is just manage the height and put in your content over here. That's also going to expand the actual the containers. As you can see, the more content you put in, the height of the section will be taller. So once you put in the content in this section, then you can just play around with the spacing and the sizing of the height, and then you're good to go. Hopefully that helps. Okay, I'm going to go back and close up this image. Perfect. There we go. Let's just go on to the next question. Henry has a question. What is that improvising GrooveBlog is not a priority for GrooveCM? Improvising, especially the speed SEO, sometimes it opens to a blank page, etc. Is it because of any marketing related reasons? Like blog is not beneficial as much as having a product to sell. I think many of us rely on blog completely to begin with, not a product. Is there any timeline on how the development will happen? Henry, I believe you're using the word improvising instead of improving. I'm just going to consider that you're saying improving. So if you are saying that improving GrooveBlog is not a priority, it is. It definitely is. All of our platforms that we have, all of our features within the GrooveCM platform are going to be improved, and that's I mean, we have full-time staff working on all of our software. So you may not see a lot of improvements, but there is a lot of improvements going on. So GrooveBlog, what we are doing in GrooveBlog now is bigger than the GrooveBlog functionality only. So when you go into any other platform that creates designs or sites or blogs or something, that you may want to give access also to your virtual assistants or maybe to an editor to put up content on your blog. That's the functionality we're working on with the GrooveBlog team. Not only for GrooveBlog, we are not only going to allow access for editors to your GrooveBlog, but we are also working on all the other apps. Like, for example, you get access to your accountant to access GrooveSell, so they can actually get the invoices and see the sales and then calculate the different affiliate commissions and things like that for your reporting, for example. To shorten this whole section, GrooveBlog team is working on a feature that is going to make the whole platform better, and that's the user roles and permissions. Starting with GrooveBlog, we will expand on the other platforms, but that's a big functionality. That's why we are slow with improvements for GrooveBlog. We never said we're not going to improve it. Of course, speed and SEO functionalities and things like that are important to us. Also extra functions, like you cannot put a button right now in GrooveBlog, and that's not how we plan to leave it like. So we will have more functionality and improvements to GrooveBlog, but at this moment we are having a higher priority task, and that is something that we promised before even GrooveBlog was an idea. We want users to have access for their VAs and for their designers and for their partners and for their maybe co-founders of companies to be able to access one Groove account and kind of manage that from different angles. So that's the thing that we are going to work on first for GrooveBlog, and the GrooveBlog team is specialized in that one. That's why they're working on that. After that's done, we are going to be focusing on a lot more improvements for GrooveBlog. But we never said that we won't be selling it. It's not a marketing related reason. It's not that blog is not beneficial. It's just a priority in tasks. That's the reason. Okay, Brian Dunn has a question. Some people reported GrooveMember version 1 being buggy, pages disappearing, etc. I'm trying to get my funnel launched as soon as possible. I don't know when version 2 is going to be tested and stable. How common are such problems with version 1, and do you feel it would be safe to go live with version 1? What do you recommend? Very good question. Actually, we did get a lot more reports for the version 1 being buggy, and that's because of certain changes we had to do on handling memberships. And mainly the issues are coming between the page builders, or not the page builders, but the membership builders. Version 1 of GrooveMember has a drag and drop builder where you actually do things like in GroovePages. You drag on an element and then you configure that one element specifically. In GrooveMember version 2, the editor is much different and it's managed differently. And because we updated the systems to be able to manage the version 2, the version 1 is kind of still left on the old system and it needs to change. So what's the phases of what we are going to do right now? We are going to also improve the builder of version 1 by getting the version 2's builder into the version 1 GrooveMember. It may be a little bit confusing what I'm saying, but let's shorten it down and briefly. The version 1's builder is doing the issues. We're going to use the version 2's builder, add it into version 1, and that's going to make it more stable without a lot of these different bugs for things disappearing and so on. So that's what the team is working on. This will also delay a little bit the development of the version 2 fully, but that's just how it goes. We also want to we want to kind of have the current GrooveMember to be able to function for the users that are using it for selling content and things like that, and we just need to do that. It's not an if question, it's a must question. So how common are such problems with V1? Currently there are more and more common, but that's what we are going to be fixing. And if I would need to recommend something, I would say wait a week or two more in case you haven't started anything yet. Just wait a week or two more and we'll have the new version 2 builder in the old version of GrooveMember, and that's going to be more stable then. Leon has a question. How can I change the color of my GrooveKart shop menu bar in the header layout? I want to use the GrooveBlog layout, but the menu bar is blue. If I have to change it with CSS code, do you have an example? So yeah, that would need to go with a CSS. So if you visit groovegear.com, you can see that we have a custom it's not actually custom. I thought that it's pink, but we have a menu on top. But if we would want to change this to pink, we could do that by just changing some of the CSS properties. So I'm using a tool for checking CSS related changes, and what we could do is just change the actual header color over here to some pinkish color. Okay, so we could choose the actual groove pink and edit. Okay, I need to close this first. I want this color, and then I'm using a easy CSS. It's just a Chrome add-on which allows me to kind of manage the colors on the screen. So we could do something like this, and this is CSS. So in case you use something like this, you could have these kind of changes copied over to your GrooveKart store. So I could maybe suggest getting this easy CSS. It's a Chrome plugin. It's a Chrome extension, Easy CSS with a Z, Easy CSS, like this. So you basically right click on the canvas, toggle Easy CSS, and then you can kind of inspect and manage the different things on screen. And then after that, it's going to give you a code. For example, let's just make this this way. If you click show CSS changes, then you kind of copy this one and paste it to wherever you are managing your CSS settings. The same thing applies for headers, footers, everything. So this is the lazy way method, and that's only because I don't know CSS. Okay, if you are familiar with CSS, you probably can just find it through the inspect element over here. You also have the option here. If you click on this button, it allows you to kind of select the different options, and then you can kind of play with that, but I'm just not that good with that. So what I would suggest is get a easy CSS type Chrome extension, find the CSS code that you need, and then you can just add it very simply into the GrooveKart settings. I'm going to show you exactly where you would need to add that in. So if you go to GrooveKart, you open your store, and in the store settings, let me see, I believe it is here. I may be wrong. No, it's not here. Let me just a moment. Pixel feeds embed codes. I believe this is the section where we will have custom CSS. Yeah, here we go. So embed codes, you see the first section for embed codes, and if you scroll down, this is where you can see CSS modifications, and then here you add the actual CSS of what you kind of got. So once you did that, click the save button on top, and it should reflect the changes on your store. So it's just managing the CSS properties a little bit and playing with the code. You could do that for the different sections. Oops, not this, but toggle easy CSS. You could maybe get this as well, and all of the different drop downs as well, and things like that through this Chrome extension. To be honest, I don't know how to write CSS and code, and that's why I got this to help me. You can get this one as well, this easy CSS plugin. It's quite handy. Or if you need any additional help, you can always reach out to our support team. They would be able to point you in the right direction on how to do certain customizations. Hopefully that helps. Let's just see. Leon has a next question. How did you change the color of the footer in Groove Gear? When I changed the color of the footer on my GrooveKart shop, it still has a gray bar around the footer. I'm pretty confident that it was done also with custom CSS. Not sure, but at this moment, custom CSS is something that we use very often for these types of customizations in GrooveKart. We will have customization options for all of that, like header, footer, and the different options inside those elements. Within the update, I believe that is coming with the themes. So if you had a look here in our roadmap, let me just open it very quickly. In our roadmap, we have something that I posted about, and that's GrooveKart themes. So this is a quick image. Not sure if I can zoom in. It's going to allow to customize different fonts, and you'll be able to choose the theme. You'll be able to choose the different colors and fonts and everything directly this theme customization options, and that's going to take care of all of the styling for your whole store on all of your pages. So I believe with this update we will have the customizations of the header and footer. Not 100% sure, don't hold me on that one. That's what I'm going to be kind of rooting for and pushing for, but if that doesn't happen, then I believe soon after that is going to happen. Okay, let's move on to the next question from Pat and Lorna Shanks. Hey, cool, David. Loving the new updates, roadmap, and feedback portal. Thank you very much. Nice job getting that set up. Just one quick question. We're seeing GrooveStream as up next. Just wondering about GrooveWebinar Live Automated. Is that still in progress application? It is kind of. So GrooveWebinar Live is not going to be called GrooveWebinar Live. Not sure if you have seen on our last Groovathon or the Groovathon before the last one, Mike did a presentation about how webinars are dead, and he explained that in depth of what that means, that webinars are dead. I also believe that he did that in the State of the Groovium presentation. So let me just quickly see State of the Groovion. 4 months ago, 7 months ago. I believe this last one was that. Let's just see the timestamps very quickly. Memory planned apps. Okay. I don't see GrooveWebinar here, but I believe it was on the state of on the Groovathon, not on the State of the Groovion. So yeah, so it's not on this one. It was one of the State of the Groovians. I don't really have the direct link for that video now, but Mike did a presentation that that webinars are dead. He gave very, very good reasons to why that is, and how we are going to tackle that issue. So what we are doing with GrooveStream is a merger of a lot of different things that you can do. It's going to act as a webinar software. It's going to act as a streaming software. It's going to act as a hybrid streaming software. It's going to act as a hybrid webinar software. It's going to act as a conference software as well. So it's going to be a lot of things within one platform. It's going to be one of the top apps that we will have in Groove, and I can see GrooveStream going mainstream very easily, because not only that it's going to be connected to our other apps, but all in all, GrooveStream alone will be very, very powerful. The plan for GrooveWebinar was just create a webinar platform that already exists with everybody else, like EverWebinar or Webinar Jam or Live Webinar or the other platforms that just do webinars. But this is webinars, and the webinar platforms are kind of an outdated platform, and Zoom, the company, proved that. Like with Zoom, you can create a webinar, you can do a conference, you can do live streaming, you can do all of that things, and no webinar platform is kind of going in that direction to kind of do everything that the business needs. And GrooveStream is going to be kind of like Zoom with different things that not even Zoom can do. And I really like that that about us, that when we can come, like, put our heads together, we come out with these ideas, we look at the different platforms that are available right now. Like, I'm using StreamYard right now. StreamYard is a great platform to use, but it's very limited. It's not for direct marketing. It was created for kind of, okay, do your stream and good and ciao. But I wouldn't be able to now show you message like, click here, this is a one-time opportunity, you really don't want to miss it, so that you actually click on a button within your player. That's not available, but that's going to be available with GrooveStream. We're going to merge a lot of different things that current top tier platforms can do, and that's going to be called GrooveStream. So GrooveWebinar is not going to be happening in the sense that we planned it at the beginning. It's going to be much bigger and much better. I believe we are going to have a platform. It's just something that we are talking about. It's not 100% set in stone. I believe that we won't be doing a specific platforms like GrooveWebinar Automated, GrooveWebinar Live, GrooveStream, Groove this, Groove that. They will probably have their own names, but I believe it's going to be one app, similarly to what GrooveSell is. GrooveSell is also Groove Affiliate and GrooveProof and GrooveSell itself. So there's 3 apps in one. I believe the GrooveStream is going to be similar to what we have set up with GrooveSell. So that's the update. GrooveWebinar Live is going to happen, but most probably not in its own standalone platform, but it's going to be much more than what we originally planned, and that's what excites me. We had a meeting recently about that, and the idea and the vision for that platform is just like, it's really, really, really cool. Like with showing up the offers and streaming a video and automatic intros and outros, and it's like all of the features that we kind of have in our heads. We will be able to do that with GrooveStream. That's going to be also GrooveWebinar and GrooveConference and Groove everything else. So that's on that topic. Let me just go on and answer your questions from the people that are watching live. So walk us through. Hi, David. Francine here. Always lovely to join you. Hi, Francine. It's good to have you here. Let's see the next question on here. When using the pre-made templates in GroovePages, I've tested approximately 10 of them, and they all have slow mobile responsive loading times over 4 seconds in Google PageSpeed Insights. Do you think these should be more mobile responsive, and can these be sped up? I did try a blank template with just 1 line of text. That was coming on with 4 seconds loading time too. That is, I don't know. Record your screen with this test, share it with us, and we'll look into it. I've seen different results coming from different parts of the world, and also Google PageSpeed Insights is just super unreliable because you cannot set up from where you're doing the testing. Like, you do the same test with Google PageSpeed Insights and the other page or the site or the loading time checkers, like improve not sorry what they're called. There's the yellow one. Wait a minute, I'm going to just very quickly search for it. Page speed checkers. There is this GTmetrix and Pingdom. Yeah, so these are the ones that I use: GTmetrix, Pingdom, and I'm not even sure this one. I haven't seen this one yet. I'm pretty confident. Wherever it allows you to select your location is going to give you the most accurate information, because Google PageSpeed Insights doesn't give you that information. Doesn't allow you to select where you're from. So it's kind of unreliable. Would that be your site or your location is in maybe Australia, but the actual Google servers for this one are in God knows where in Europe, is going to give you much different results always. So it's dependent on a lot of different things. I've seen actually a user, oops, sorry about that. A user that is very active in our community. He has its own community around Groove as well. He created a lot of different tests for page speed, and he actually has a site that is loading in a second and a half or something with testimonial section, video testimonial section on the page, with YouTube embeds, with all kinds of crazy stuff, and it's loading like lightning. And that was with GTmetrix. So it really depends on a lot of different things. Don't only rely on one thing. And I believe that if you really tested a blank page with page speed insights giving a 4-second delay, then that's 100% not because of the page builder. That's because of all of the other stuff. And also, of course, in case you added on a block and it still gives you a slow loading speeds, that's most probably because of the location setting. Try with GTmetrix, set up the closest server to yourself and check with that. It's going to give you much better results. It's having a fast loading page builder nowadays is just not even a feature that is kind of a wow. Every page builder needs to have that, and the page builders that don't have it, they can kind of be cocky about it. Like, for example, ClickFunnels doesn't have it, and it and they are still working. People still build pages on ClickFunnels and ranking high. Now that they're coming up with a new builder, they are getting cocky. Ooh, we're going to do 0.02 seconds better than you guys. It's like, oh wow. it's not a huge difference anymore, because all of the servers that the page builder platform uses are basically the same. You either go with Google, you either go with Amazon, you either go with a different competitor, but it's just technology. It's like when you buy a new phone, the other phones will have very, very similar feature sets. So every page builder will be fast loading nowadays. Only the older ones will not. So yeah, but even in ClickFunnels, page speed checks, and GroovePages was winning all of the top tiers, and you can see that on their slides actually. I currently have CloudFlare set up for my website. Should the CNAME record that points to host standard GroovePages.com have a CloudFlare proxy setup, status of Proxied or DNS only? CNAME, it could be proxied, or it should be proxied. If you're doing a redirect link or redirect to a subdomain or something like that, you may not want the proxy, but otherwise turn it on. Just play with it. If whatever you're doing, if it doesn't actually load in something, then turn off the proxy. That should be the first thing that you do if something doesn't work. But yeah, definitely play with it. There are situations where in certain cases you want a proxy with HTTPS and the security and all of the things, but in some cases you don't want that. The platforms that you are connecting may be handling that on their own end, so you may not want Cloudflare to add on top of that one as well. I'm just fixing my focus. Give me just one moment. Here we go. Should be better. Okay, Amir has a question. Sometimes when I'm adding a GrooveSell tracking code to a page, it adds a white bar at the top of the page when it's published. Is this normal? I don't think it should do that, but Amir, please record a video and provide it to our support team so they can look into it. I haven't seen this use case before, and believe me, I do a lot of different builds and assist our customers and our VIP members, not VIP members, but members that we kind of help with launches and things like that. And I haven't seen that one yet. Are you guys going to have like a one funnel away challenge to acquire people who want to learn how to use your platform from scratch? Alejandro, we have different challenges. One of the two challenges were done so far. One last year. It's still being watched a lot, and the other one is the affiliate action challenge that was just finished couple months ago. But I'm not charging for that. I believe that everybody should have that knowledge. Everybody should have knowledge on how to create funnels and create businesses with this. And it's already out there. So if you type in imperfect action challenge, I can show that to you. It's something that I created last year, and I did one this year, and I'm going to do another one next year, because I love you guys and I want you to have all the knowledge that you possibly can. So imperfect action challenge. Okay, so type imperfect action challenge in there, and you can see my beautiful face here on these thumbnails, and there is module 1, module 2, 3, 4, 5, and then the other ones. So what I'm teaching here is how to just sign up for a free account with Groove, how to create your funnels. I give you also the product. I give you the the step-by-step guidance on how to actually create a full-on funnel. That was last year. That was 11 months ago. And then since then, I also did the affiliate action challenge, which is for when you want to promote Groove or any kind of affiliate program. I give you step-by-step instructions on what an affiliate program is, on how to manage the settings in Groove, how to create your bonuses, how to do certain things. So challenges like these are done by Groove, but we are not asking you for the $100 like ClickFunnels is. ClickFunnels probably gets a lot more participants on those challenges because it's a paid thing. Uh, and then also they have an affiliate program that you invite somebody and they pay you that $100. I just don't think that paying for knowledge on how to use a software that I'm selling is smart. Okay. This knowledge should be widely available because it sorts out much more issues than only how to make money. It also answers like how to build pages fast, how to create bonuses, how to do different things that you can create separate businesses or offer as services. And with Groove's free kind of tier for the software that also others don't do, knowledge is very, very handy for somebody to join Groove. So if you want to promote Groove as an affiliate, having this training readily and freely available is a much bigger benefit for somebody new that is joining it. ClickFunnels will always sell you new stuff. They're coming up with a new page builder. You have to pay for that one as well. Do you think that they won't come out with training on a new builder? Of course they will. We will have to pay that one as well, and then a lot more. Okay, where did I stop? Hi David, when I connect my root domain to GrooveBlog, I can do it. I have tried blog.com domain.com. Is that correct? That's a subdomain. If you want to connect a root domain, that's just domain.com. If somebody types that in, then it will open up your domain. It is possible. It is working. You should be able to do it. In case you cannot, reach out to our support team. They would be able to guide you through how to do it. Also, looking forward to your new and updated GrooveKart training. My best guess that it will be at the beginning of next year with Jorgen, Garcia, and Frank. Oh, by the way, yeah, we also did for GrooveKart a training. It's a GrooveKart accelerator, 3 days, 3 days training for everything that you possibly need to know for GrooveKart. For GrooveKart training, yes, they will be doing it. I don't think I will be participating, but I don't know a timeline on when it is being planned out. And plus, we are also going to be releasing a lot more GrooveKart short GrooveKart videos. Frank actually did them. I believe it's like 20, 30 videos that are scheduled to be posted slowly in our YouTube channel related to GrooveKart, so you can stay tuned for that one as well. It's related to store building and SEO for your GrooveKart store and things like that. So it's pretty cool. Hello, David. You are certainly a pivotal part of Groove. Thank you. When creating a site in GroovePages and applying changes across all devices, changes applied to mobile are discombobulated and not mobile friendly. Choppy text and overlapping images. What should I do to make a site mobile friendly? So very good question. Thank you very much for the comment about pivotal part of Groove. I appreciate that. So when you're creating your site with GroovePages, you have that device selector, device switcher on the top of the screen. And that is for switching not only to see how it's going to look like on a different device, but it's actually for managing the actual devices specifically. With GroovePages, it's different than with other page builders because we do we have set up our device selectors that it allows you to manage only one screen and not the rest, or manage certain screen in a different way, and on this device show one thing and on the other devices shows completely different thing. So let me just share my screen here and explain it to you a little bit better. When you're doing any kind of modifications or something with GroovePages, you need to make sure that you are designing your sites for all devices at the same time at the beginning, which means that I will just do some direct response block over here. And I now did this change, and I want to make this icon a little bit bigger. And now this applied it to all the devices, but I may want it to look a little bit different on the mobile screen. So what you need to do is, once you're done with all of the changes for maybe the bigger devices, then go into the smaller devices and set up how you actually want it to look like. So on mobile, I actually want it to look like this. On this device, I will leave it that it's big, but on this device, I may want it to be, I don't know, pink and things like that. So some of these changes you will manage separately for each device, and that is how it's done in GroovePages. So we give you options to really go custom and then make sure that you have pages and sites that look exactly as you want them to look like on all the devices. So once you're done and you want to change something on all devices, for example, move this over here. That's not what I wanted to do. I moved a different container, but you get the point. So you want to move the text over here, that's going to show up, or you want to actually change this text to upper lined, then that's upper lined on all the devices. If you don't want it to upper line on this device, then you can actually turn it off, and it's not going to be upper line on that device. I don't know how it's going. Probably upper line. Let's just Google it. Upper line settings. CSS. Upper line. Yeah, I believe that's upper line. Overline. Overline. There we go. You learn something new every day. Okay. So this is how you manage the different responsiveness settings in Groove. I understand that you may come from a different platform where they do differently. It's just that when you are done setting up your device or website for a big screen, make sure you visit the smaller ones and do the necessary changes on the smaller ones as well. Hello, David. How do you modify the checkout page on GroovePage from GrooveSell? So GroovePage has checkout page templates, and GrooveSell has system pages for the checkout. So in case you want the system pages for GrooveSell, and that is when you actually create your checkout link, you get a full page or just an embed code that you can put on your pages. So if you actually go for the system page, you don't design that, you don't manage that or modify that with kind of a page builder of some sort. You can change different text options, like for example the descriptions of the products, or you can also change the colors or show the banner and the product image or not. That's all done in the checkout builder. I'm going to show you the checkout builder and where to get that. So in case you go to GrooveSell and you set up your product, you are all set up with that part, you can come to tools and then here checkout forms and links. This is where it's going to give you the option to create these checkout links. So you give it a name, you decide how many steps you want, one step or multi-step, and then you go decide which price points you want to show on that checkout, on the system checkout page. And then here you can customize it to your own colors, for example. And then let's just do yellow with this one. And secondary color is going to be blue, which is ugly. So I'm going to do this. And now I have this with a banner. If you don't want the banner, you can come to the product page and then turn off this banner. Okay, so you don't have the product image with a banner which shows the actual product and the price point. If you actually want to have this, you can upload the product image and then maybe show, I don't know, an apple or here is going to show the product image. It's going to look a bit differently when it's published, but you get the point. You can do that one from here. Customizations, what font you want to use, what heading color for this part you want to use, what heading size you want to use, what font colors you want to use. Would you want a full width button or a smaller button, and what button text you want to use, and things like that. So these are the customizations you can do for a system pages. And let me just show you how that looks like. Also form fields, if you want to add on some extra custom fields. Do you want to ask for password? If you want to do some extra CSS modifications, you can do that through custom CSS here, and then you get your link for the checkout page. Let's just go to, okay, I don't have this domain connected anymore, so that's the reason it's not letting me, but you get the point. You would kind of see that that system checkout page with all of these changes. Now, if you want to do something else, like create a checkout page in GroovePages and embed this checkout form, you can do that already. And the way you do it is you can also select templates that we have already designed, like for example this checkout page. I'll explain you what this is. So everything here is custom and modifiable by you. So it's a GroovePages page. Only this part is where you embed your checkout that you created. So you go into each and every section, you write out the different sections of the checkout page, and then you come over here to this section and embed the one that you created in the GrooveSell checkout builder. And that's basically it, how you modify it. So hopefully that helps. Hi David, I want a GrooveMail. I want a GrooveMail form with a phone field that doesn't require the country code. How do I do that? I tried deleting the country code field from the GrooveMail element, but got an error. I need that field, and it takes a while to scroll down to select my country. I know that I can create a custom field as a workaround, but I'm guessing that if I ever use the SMS feature, it will require the phone field. Correct. Yeah. So you need to use the phone field to actually use the Twilio SMS integrations or things like that. So you could use the custom field, as you said, as a workaround, but that's not going to work. At this moment, there is no other way, unfortunately, other than using the country code. But I'm not quite sure what the issue is. It's just that it's a long scroll, or I want a GrooveMail form with a phone field that doesn't require the country code. Why? If you're using any kind of Twilio or phone integrations, like SMS integrations, they will need to have the country code. I tried deleting the country field from the GrooveMail element, but got an error. So the country code field, yeah, that's not going to work. I don't need that field, and it takes a while to scroll down. If it's only for the reason of like it takes time to scroll down, I understand that, but I also understand that the users that are visiting sites, they're already used to doing that. When you're registering for Facebook, you still need to do that. When you're registering for any kind of other service, except country-specific service, like for example, like checking your prices for sending a post from one place to another inside your country, they will probably not going to have you scroll through all of the country codes, but it's just such a thing that people are used for already. I don't think that it's something that you need to be bothered with. If you want, you can also request a feature for that to be removed in our feature request portal, but at this moment I don't think that you should be worried about that really. If you're not planning to use SMS features, then just use a custom form element. Let me see where I stopped. Do you think Groove will give us unlimited video upload someday? Yes, kind of. That's coming soon. We will do the do integration with YouTube. So not integration, but we will allow you to have YouTube videos shown without any kind of banners or ads, and that's something that other platforms are doing, and that's something that seems that YouTube allowed to be done. So you'll be able to use kind of unlimited amount of videos with Groove Video through YouTube. If you're asking if we will allow unlimited megabytes of video upload directly to Groove video servers, that's not going to be possible, because that's something that we pay for monthly, and those monthly payments are super huge. If I would give you a number, you would probably be like this. And on a lifetime account, or lifetime pricing is just not manageable. If you see a company doing unlimited video hosting in unlimited megabytes in video hosting, not unlimited number of videos, unlimited megabytes or gigabytes in hosting, that's a company that I can tell you that is doing very badly in business. It's not going to happen. We are never going to have that, because server and hosting is very expensive. It's getting less and less expensive, but it's still, when you're doing it in volumes like Groove is doing it, it's not something that we will ever think about. So unfortunately, no. We will, however, think about solutions like what I just mentioned with YouTube having unlimited videos play. You can upload videos as unlisted in YouTube and connect it to Groove Video and use all of the taggings and the functionalities that we will have, but direct uploads to Groove Video will not happen. David, I'm not sure if you have noticed in all of your videos your face changes color from red to green, orange, and so on. Yeah, when I raise my hand, it's kind of a lighter, but when I let it down, it's kind of a orangish, greenish. I don't know why. I believe it's due to my webcam. I'm going to change my camera soon, but yeah, I noticed that one. It's very strange. My face is changing from orange to yellow to white to the different. Like it's very funky. I don't know, it's most probably because of my camera, but yeah, I have noticed that. I'm wondering if there is, or will there ever be, a way to share an individual page like we can share sites in a couple of weeks. Yes, we are super close to finishing it. Thank you for answering my question, bro. We appreciate you a bunch. My pleasure, Alejandro. I appreciate you. I just came across Groove. What is the best deal currently available? There is actually one deal only. We only have one deal. Who are the people behind Groove? Mike Filsame, John Cornetta, Matt Seralta, Donna Fox, and Anru Pilamari. If you go into groovedigital.com, you can see the team, and there are other people that are not founders, but that are very beneficial parts of the team. There is also Joe Jablonski. He is a partner as well. He's currently the affiliate manager. All of these people have names in the direct marketing, but most probably Mike Filsame is the one you'll find the most information about. So Groove is not created by people that are unknown. People behind Groove created the tools like EverWebinar and Webinar Jam and Kartra and platforms that you most probably know about. So I highly suggest you to join Groove, because you're not going to find a platform in this caliber again on a lifetime deal that I can bet on. Ooh, by the way, I don't know if you knew, guys. I didn't myself, so most probably you didn't know either. We will have, and that's getting permissions now, not permissions, but it's getting approved by Apple Play Store, I believe. GroovePay will have its own mobile app where you can actually go and go to a local place and kind of set up in the app, like for example, charge $25, and then you can get a credit card terminal from GroovePay, which is going to have this tap functionality. It's NFC, where you take a card and like you you tap it on the terminal, or you actually plug it in the device, or you even swipe it. We'll have that for our customers that need it. And then with the mobile app, you're going to come on a physical place like a I don't know, a fair somewhere. Let's just say that you have a business and you have a coffee shop, or you want to sell cakes, or you want to sell something, and you are using GroovePay. So you'll be able to use a mobile app with this mobile terminal and basically sell on local places as well. And that's getting approved right now. I saw a video about it today, and it's just super cool. It's something I didn't know that we will have, but that's already done. That's already possible. Can you export the pages so I can add them to my own hosting? Yes, you can do that. Let me just show you where. Maybe some of you don't know where that is. Sorry about that. So in case you created a page, this is my page. It's pretty ugly. It was used for a demo. You can come over here to the settings and click Export Site. Export Site will create a zip file of all of the things that are on this particular site. So that means all of the pages in this primary navigation, all of the funnels and all of the pages in those funnels, all of the webinars and all of the pages in those webinars funnels. So that is going to be all showing up here. You'll be having an HTML file that you can kind of take, and then you have an HTML file of those pages that you designed in GroovePages. So in case you want to one day host them on your own hosting, you can just export them and basically upload them onto your hosting. That's it. It's pretty cool. Watching every single one of these and loving them. Thank you. Thank you very much, David. Listening to what you said earlier about automated webinars, which is of a particular interest, is no work being done on this currently to make it work properly and better? Oh, it is. Automated webinars are getting improved. We will be using them for our launch. We have a lot of things that we are working on, mostly functionality and backend stuff that is not visible. So there's not something that I can announce. We had done the last sprint. We have done more than 40 different backend things, like managing of the video, encoding of the video, handling of the registrations and things like that. So we are moving forward with automated webinars as well. We fixed analytics issues. We fixed the participants and the host links were not properly registering and things like that. So a lot of small backend stuff, which is not fun for anyone to read. I could provide just the update of all of those things, but it's just not important. I don't find it useful even when I'm reading it, because it's mostly just development related stuff. But yeah, every week, every sprint, every development sprint, we have a lot of things that are moving forward. We are going to have even more now. For the automated webinars, we had a meeting recently with Mike and some new team members that will be helping us with our launch, and there are some things that we will need to add into the system so that we have this launch kind of run basically on Groove webinars. And with that, we will be bringing in two different form types, a one-step form and a two-step sign-up form. Also, both of these will have embeds, and the button embed for GroovePages, where you actually go into GrooveWebinar, take a button and then embed that. It's going to have a different flow. We'll have different designs. We'll have customizations for those designs and things like that. So we are moving forward with the automated webinar as well. When I was talking earlier with the Groove stream, I never mentioned the automated webinars. I was only talking about the live webinars and the live streaming and the hybrid streaming and things like that. But yeah, automated webinars are constantly being worked on. Multiple team members are working on it. Can I ask in the community for Groove affiliates to do an interview with them? I would like to interview them and use it for promoting Groove. Absolutely. Yeah, you're free to do that. Let's just see. Shopify has a dev tool that allows users to modify any themes with code. Does will have programming interface like that? No, we have a drag and drop page builder. Shopify doesn't have that. You don't have to be a programmer in case you want to do themes. I don't know if you were here when I was showing it earlier, but let's see. Here we go. So this is GrooveKart. Currently, our builder is completely visual. So everything that you do in the builder, you can create a template of that. So let's just say that now you are a developer or a designer and you want to create now a template. So you come over here, you click and then select the background image. You set it up, you set up the opacity, you come over here, you add the text over here, you set up the button where you want it, center, left aligned, right aligned. Basically everything is visual. It's like creating a page. In case you don't want to run this store this way, you can just very quickly export it as a theme. So with Shopify, you really need to write code for creating a theme. With GrooveKart, you don't have to. You can already go into the visual builder, create everything that you want. You can hire anything that has any drag and drop builder experience. Um, you can have designers by the dozen that have this drag and drop builder experience. Get them to design your pages in GrooveKart, and you can export full store themes. Not only that, we also give you options to create product pages. You can have one product page layout that is going to be used for the main product. You can have product page layouts for an upsell. You can have product page layouts for a downsell. All of that can be custom designed over here and exported with this theme functionality. So if you click on my themes, you click the plus, and then I say lemon theme. Okay. And then I click this check mark. It takes a second or two. It creates a theme, and it's going to give you the my theme is just going to be converted to a theme. So now what it's doing is just compiling all of the pages from this site, and it's creating a theme over here. So it takes a couple of seconds. Once it's done, you can export this. It's a JSON file, so you can export this theme. You can sell it online, available basically on all kinds of different marketplaces, but you don't need to be a programmer to do those types of themes. So hopefully that answers your question. What is the terms and conditions website that Mike spoke of during Groovathon? Not quite sure, but we had one that is called FTC Guardian. Mike was working with the team on FTC Guardian, and we also gave that as a bonus on our first launch. When we launched, when we had the first launch of Groove, we had that bonus for those people that sign up during that time period. FTC Guardian. It's managed by Mike's very good friends, and I'm pretty confident that that was the platform that he spoke about, but I may be wrong. He may mention some other platform that I am just not remembering the name of right now. Been looking for a video that shows how to display several products on one page that allow customers to select what they want and check out once. I don't know if this is in GrooveKart or in GrooveSell. You could do that with both platforms. Although I believe in GrooveSell, we're still working some of the things out. We have a feature called Add to Cart Checkout. Checkout bumps or add to cart bump upsells in GrooveSell, where you can have a page with GroovePages designed, and then you showcase all of your products and just click create buttons for select, and at the end of the page you can have a button say, yes, I want to buy, or I want to check out with all of the selected items, or something like that. That's a functionality that is available in GrooveSell. And in GrooveKart, we have just a normal shopping cart management, like every e-commerce store has. where you just add things to the cart and then check out all at once. I don't know what exactly you are looking for, but if you give me a better idea on what exactly you don't know how to do, I can maybe point you in the right direction on there. Is there a translator on GrooveSell or GroovePages or GrooveMembers? We don't have that, but most of the browsers nowadays have translators. So in case I visit a Chinese website, the browser will automatically show me like, this website is in Chinese. Would you like to translate it to your own native language or English or something like that? So the language barrier is getting lower and lower. So most of the times inbuilt functionalities for translations are not even needed right now. Because of the browsers are already handling that much simpler and faster than the inbuilt functionalities of the platforms. We don't have that, but yeah, as I mentioned, browsers are handling that instead. So users are not even that much in a need of a direct translations. Regarding country code field, I'm creating form for local businesses whose lead will always be local and won't need to enter a country code. Oh, yeah, I guess that's a good use case for that. If the Twilio integration needs it, then that's fine. It would be great to at least set the default country codes or have some popular country codes like USA at the top of the list. I agree with you to have a default country code selected on the form. That's smart. I don't think that a popular country code like USA is the way to go, because some people are using Groove in Brazil, some people are using it in China. They would always see the USA and the other popular countries at the top. But I'm with that on the default country part. So I cannot see the name of who you are. If you could, that would be great. Just approve StreamYard through this link, streamyard.com/Facebook. If you do this, I would be able to see your name show up whenever I click on your comment. But if you really want that, have a look on our feature request portal and just request this functionality. I believe that this is a good thing to have, and I'm there with you. I will be creating a funnel for myself soon. My father wrote a book which is super awesome. I read it like 5 times so far, and I will be creating a funnel for them for selling of the book. And Croatia is also not one of the top countries. You also need to scroll down a long way down. So I'm there with you. That would be a useful feature to have just a country code on the top, or by selected by default. How do we get authenticated domain with SPF and DKIM configurations when you connect it directly to Groove? A new domain, can I do it in Groove, or I have to use CloudFlare? So SPF and DKIM configurations are done by the platforms that provide kind of email sending functionalities. Most of the times, that's the functionality that they need to have to kind of verify the domain. At this moment, if you connect the domain to Groove, we don't have this. We'll be doing these types of verifications when the Groove SMTP comes out. For now, you can connect your domain to platforms like SendGrid or SparkPost or Mailgun and the other ones, and they do that verification and they do this authentication of your domain on their end. You need to kind of verify or authenticate your domain with them, and they put those types of settings on your domain. They will give you some records to paste in the DNS of your domain, and that's basically it. So they do this authentication. When we will have Groove Mail SMTP, so basically when we will have our own servers, we will do this authentication on our servers. But for now, we don't do that. So yeah, that's basically it. Okay, Brian Dunn is here. Thanks for your help on the question about membership earlier, about your color changing. If you are using chroma key background, it could be the tool that's removing the background. I'm not sure about the color changing. If you're using a chroma key. Oh, you mean this on my camera? Yeah, I'm using a chroma key, but that I haven't seen that issue on the other camera which I was working with. So it not sure if this is related to chroma key, but yeah, I'm using it's a green screen, actually a green wall. I have, let me see if I can move this away. Yeah, that's not the best thing. I'm using let's see, filters, not filters, maybe filters on this. Yeah, yeah. So it's a green wall behind me. You see, this is the real. I actually painted my wall green. It looks like yellowish green, but it's actually a whiteboard. So I can take a white chalkboard marker and I can write on it. It's not very visible. I would need to shake it, but it's super cool. I really like it. So yeah, that could be it. But even now, you can see some difference when I raise my hand. There is a strange visual color change on the actual uh, on the skin tones. I believe is mostly also on the, yeah, basically on everything. So I'll need to change my camera. I have a good idea. I want to kind of gift myself for Christmas a new camera for this. Hi David, I think you missed my question above. Not sure if not sure I got interrupted. Sorry. How do I connect my root domain, meaning my custom domain, to my blog? I get error message when I try blog.domain.com. So blog.domain.com, that is a subdomain. That's a custom subdomain. You would need to connect your domain to Groove first, and then you can create a subdomain to do this kind of setup. I answered it earlier. You may have missed it. I said I don't know what exactly the message is or what exactly the issue is, but please reach out to our support so they can look into your case specifically, so that they can answer more questions that may come up. But at this moment, we don't have any reports of issues with connecting domains. There may be something that you missed in your setup, and that's why the message is coming up. But for that, our support team would need to look into your use case. So please reach out to them, and they would be able to assist. Greg Meyer, I believe he didn't hear the actual response. I believe that was FTC Guardian. Oh, perfect. He actually heard it. Perfect. Thank you very much. How to cancel a recurring subscription in GrooveSell. A recurring subscription in GrooveSell is canceled by the customer itself if you actually enabled that option for him, or you can cancel it for him within the GrooveSell settings. So you go into GrooveSell. I don't know if I have any subscription options over here, but I'm just going to check very quickly. So you go into the reporting of the transactions. Here you'll see when people purchase some of your stuff, and you'll see the names of the people that purchase some of your stuff. The thing is that you'll need to click on the name of the customer's name who purchased, for example, who signed up for a subscription, or you want to cancel the subscription for. You could also search here for the customer's name. Once you get that, you're going to see a screen, which I'm waiting for, showing you all of those transactions for that particular search or for that particular date range. I just set up the date range for all time, and that's why it's loading in a lot of things. So let's just see. If I click on this customer's name, you can see there's a button that's grayed out because this was not a subscription. But in case you have a subscription product, it's going to show you this cancel future payments. So this means that you will cancel the next payments from not happening. You could do that for your customers from this transactions panel, or you could enable your customers to do that for themselves. the thing you would need to do then is you go into settings, and then here in the self-billing, you need to allow cancel subscription. Okay, so you need to turn this toggle on. So once you did that, you click save, and people that purchased from you will be able to go into billing.groovesell.com, and they type in the actual URL. For example, let's just use my own David at groovedigital.com. Okay, send email. So we sent them the login info. So it's not a direct login. I just received an email for the customer portal. I cannot open it. I need to open it from Gmail. That's not the one that I wanted. Give me a moment. Let me just hide the stuff that you don't need to see. Okay, let me just switch over to my Groove Digital. Okay, here we go. So this is how it looks like. So we received a request to access the portal billing, to customer billing portal. Click here to access the billing portal. And now when I go in, I log in, and I can see the actual, where is it? Here. I can see the actual things that I purchased with my account. So here I can download the invoice and things like that. But if I would have a subscription, that would show up here as a button, cancel subscription. You cannot see it from my head, but download invoice, and there would be a cancel subscription button if the product that your user purchased would be a subscription. Let me see if I have any of these subscriptions. I don't. So anyway, that's the thing. So in case you turn it on in the vendor setting, allow cancel subscription, you would have that show up as a button. Also, if you turn on allow refunds, then during the refund period, your users will see a refund button over here. Also, if you have a subscription, you can also allow updating of credit cards, for example. You can turn this on, or allow invoice download, then you turn this on or off. And then the self-billing portal, all of those relevant buttons will show up. So that's how it is from the seller's side or the actual user side of you. Hopefully that helps. Kidoki, let's just go on to the next question. FTC Guardian is awesome. There we go. Can users search published blog posts? Not at the moment. Not at the moment. We have started working on that functionality. We didn't finish it, but that's something we will have. You can search from within the platform. You can search your own posts, but at this moment we don't have a search for the published posts on the front end of the blog. That's something we will be adding on. Yes, that's exactly what I was looking for. Had seen Mike demonstrate it on one of the workshops to set up a page that allows the customers to select. Okay, so that's the GrooveSell or checkout bumps. GrooveSell, I don't know how we call it. GrooveSell add to cart bump upsells. It has a mouthful. Add to cart bump upsells still have a couple of things that need to be sorted out. Once that is done, we will have a full on proper training about how to use it. In GrooveBlog, can I add a related article section at the bottom of the post, not just a list of popular posts in the sidebar? Related post, that's going to be a widget that is on our roadmap. We don't have it yet. It will be the camera, as I had that. Yeah, there we go. That's the same thing that I think. When I raise my hand, my skin tone is kind of bluish. If I put it down, it's orange. I just don't think it can be anything else except the camera right now. So there we go. You have confirmed that. Second baby, when? I actually had the second baby already. The second baby is 5.5 months old already. So yeah, we're super happy with it. He's very, very loud though. So whoever plans to have a baby, make sure that you won't sleep for the first couple of years. first 20 years is kind of heavy, and after that it's kind of okay. I'm just kidding, but yeah, it's he's a bundle of joy, but for sure a lot of activity needed with the baby. Actually, not sure if you guys know, but my kids' names are Leo and Theo. Uh, we mixed their names, especially when they were just whenever we had a newborn. Theo was Leo and Leo was Theo, and it's getting okay now. But I was the person very creative that came up with these names. I really wanted to have some cool names, and all of the names are 3 letters: Leo and Teo. I don't speak about my kids, so I just wanted to share that. Is there an issue with the horizontal tablet devices? I can't change image and text sizes only in that view. Not quite sure. Let me just double check with that. So if we go into GroovePages, which I have somewhere around here, I believe I went into GrooveSell from GroovePages. Let's check. Okay, I'm going to delete this and I'm going to delete this. And then if I have direct response block, for example, and if I want to have, let's just see, can change image and text sizes only on that view. So let's just see. I'm just going to change this text size on the horizontal tablet. So it changes in the builder. That doesn't mean we are successful though. So let's just see. I'm going to scroll down and do a test. So it seems that the text is working though. Let's just check about image sizing. Let's just do it below this. Okay, I'm going to select an image of this avocado. Okay, and on this section, I want to make it super small. So here, I want to make it super small. On the rest of the devices, it's going to stay big, except on the horizontal tablet. So let's just check. I know that this is super like an isolated test for this particular issue, and there may be more testing needed. There may be custom codes on your site or something like that that may cause different results than what you're seeing here. But as you can see, the text is big, the image is small on that particular device in here in the preview. So not sure. If you could, please reach out to our support team with a recorded video of what tests you run or what is exactly happening in your use case. We could look into it then. But yeah. How do you set up so a customer can cancel membership themselves? So subscription you can manage, but the membership you cannot cancel. It cannot be canceled by the member themselves. That's an automation we will be adding on within the next 1 or 2 sprints. We already have a list of automations we will be adding into the system, and one of that is cancel a membership. But we also did something. It was a silent deployment that I didn't even know about. When you have a product in GrooveSell set up to be fulfilled to a membership, and if that is on a subscription basis, then that will and if somebody cancels that subscription, there will be 30 days kind of allowance time, and after that the user will lose access to the membership. So that's already kind of built in. It's an automatic um, kind of disabling of members in a membership. There's just 30-day allowance, because sometimes somebody pays, then it doesn't kind of gets cleared or something like that. there's a 30-day allowance for between when the user doesn't pay and when they lose access to the membership. But we will do a manual automation as well on top of that, as I mentioned earlier. It will be something that you set up yourself. Oh, then third baby when? I was joking with my wife. Oh, we're way off. When we get to the sixth baby, we'll be okay. And she was like, no, only two. I was like, okay, slow down, Tiger. So I don't think we're moving towards the number three. We're staying on the number two. So, yeah, third baby will be named after GrooveZilla. Yeah. A link has a question. Is there a way to add a JSON file to GroovePages? JavaScript, sorry. I don't think any kind of files can be added to GroovePages currently. Maybe JavaScript code, and basically JavaScript code. I know that we can already have that and handle that through the code embed options, but as a JavaScript kind of a file, that won't work. Okay, so I believe I answered all of the questions so far. Great Q&A, as it has always been. Thank you, David. My pleasure, Gilmar. Thank you very much for being here. I believe I will be wrapping this up now because I went through all of the questions that I can see over here. Bro, I'm new to your channel. What's your name? I'm from India. Hey, Dalvir. My name is David Lemon, and what you're watching right now is the Q&A for Groove, and Groove is the software platform, or basically a company that created a software platform that helps people with websites, with funnels, with sales, with memberships, and things like that. Let's just see. There was another question that came in. Hi, David. Do I have to create a page for confirmation page URL double opt-in for the pay Groove system to send it automatically? Yes. So you don't have to have a confirmation page, but it is useful. Sometimes people expect it. Sometimes people just prefer not to add it. There is a different options. It's not necessarily needed. You can add it, but that would need to be designed first into in a GroovePages or a different page builder. Polo says you skipped my question. Let me just jump over and see Polo's question. I didn't see it, Polo. If you can repost it, make sure there is no links or something, because YouTube blocks those, so I cannot see them. Yeah, I don't see your question on here. If you can repost it, I will be answering your question, then we can wrap up. The YouTube comment section is very picky. If you're not the actual admin, you cannot post any links. If I would share now a link from my end, because I'm an admin of that channel that you're watching a video on, you would see it and you will be able to click it. But in case you are kind of doing certain words or certain phrases or even URLs or sometimes even emails inside YouTube comments, they're getting blocked by the platform automatically. Only admins of the channel can actually post some of those content. So let's just see Polo's comment. I'll just wait for a couple more minutes and then let's see if something comes in. I had something else to say. I just forgot what that is. Oh yeah, we are going to be so this is the roadmap of Groove, and you can get there by clicking on the three dots here in the left sidebar. You cannot see it from my name, but once you click the three dots, you can see roadmap and feedback that just came out live last week. But here, when you see custom 404 pages, when these custom 404 pages come out, we'll also have the option to manage the domains for GrooveKart. The GrooveKart users were asking about management of the domains, and that's moving over here to the account settings inside the domains section. So here we'll have another app that is GrooveKart, and that's coming within the next couple of days. Also, we'll have another button here, which is called 404, and that's going to allow you to manage the different 404 pages. Like for example, if you go now to any page that is not existent / delete, something like this, you'll get this 404 page, which is the default, and this is not going to stay for a long time. This 404 page can be managed by you very soon, which is quite cool. I've seen users just redirect people over to their sales page or their website's homepage or their YouTube channel even. But there are people that take it a step further and do something fun, that do something crazy. And I would highly suggest, when this functionality comes out, I will probably do a full-on announcement for it, but try to come up with ways on how to connect through a 404 page. At this moment, what you're seeing on a page is just a lazy man's work. I would do something like in games they have these like hidden sections and hidden tunnels, and then like they call it an Easter eggs, like something that you have to work for to find. Why not create a page that would act as an Easter egg for your site? So if they actually come to that page, they kind of see a bonus or something. That would be actually quite cool. So I won't do that in the announcement video. I just wanted to make sure that you understand that everything you do online can be used to either move people towards a sale or move people away from the sale. So if you just create a 404 page which redirects back the people to your sales page, that's okay. That's something that is already available and you can manage that. But what if you gamify it? This 404 page redirection would actually be a fun game to see on who gets the best 404 page created, who gives the most value, or just create an affiliate hub or a hub of free tools or free resources that is not available on your site somewhere else. Just make sure, oops, this page doesn't exist, but I have something else for you. Just put up a video and then add more content below. It's going to allow you to kind of customize your sites and brands to be more user friendly, to kind of show your personality and just provide more than everybody else. Okay, let's just see if Apollo's question came in. Redirect after countdown clock expires. No, that doesn't expire. So in case you set up a redirect, that's specifically for GroovePages. I'm not 100% sure. I would need to check in GrooveKart, but on GroovePages, if you set up a redirect for a certain date, which was, I don't know, July 5th in 2021, if you set up a countdown timer until that date and that date already passed, the redirect will always redirect everybody again and again to the new to the site or the page that you added. Oh, last question. Will Groove going into crypto, GrooveCoin? Groove doesn't have, or at least I'm not part of conversations for creating our own cryptocurrency, which could be cool, but I don't see somebody managing it. That needs to be managed, that needs to be developed, that needs to be handled. And most of the times, it's a lot of work. So at this moment, I'm not part of conversations that talk about that, but I have heard John Carnetta, one of the co-founders of Groove, is in this crypto world, and he likes to talk about crypto as well, very often on his Facebook page, on his Facebook profile. So Groove Crypt, I don't think so. It sounds kind of dark. But what we were talking about on one of the State of the Groovians, this question came up, and the answer from Mike was maybe potentially soon, when we have our wallet system and all of the GroovePay connections to our apps, and GrooveSell is having the GrooveSell Plus and all of the payment systems that we want to focus on as primary ways of paying, because most of the world still pays in fiat currencies, would you like it or not. Everybody still uses their own credit cards. Everybody still uses their own debit cards and their real dollar wallet or real euros or real yangs and things like that. So at this moment, what we want to focus on is something that is used by majority of the people. Like if a 60-year-old grandma wants to buy something, or a 25-year-old wannabe entrepreneur wants to buy something, they would be doing that. The cryptocurrency has a huge gap. It's either a knowledge gap or a other demographics gap. Like people in certain countries will not have access to cryptocurrencies as we do, and certain age groups of people will not have access to crypto as we do. So we want to focus on the majority first. You know, the 80-20 rule. 80% of things you do will provide the 20% of the or 20% of the things you do will provide 80% of the benefits. So we want to focus on the 20%, which is the fiat currency currently, GroovePay, GrooveSell Plus, the wallet system, and basically get those things going. After that, we will talk about cryptos. I do believe we will have some integrations with Coinbase and some other platforms, but that's already going in one step further, one step wider than what we currently are working on. So hopefully you understand that we want to kind of be available to everybody first with one option, and then kind of go into the other options. But I have joined this crypto game as well. I don't really like it because it's very it's managed by some of the big names in the world, and one tweet can really just bring up the value or bring down the value, and I don't like that. I don't have control over that, and it's just too volatile for something that you really need to be on top of the game with cryptocurrencies right now. So I don't play the game, but I can see that because of this volatility, it can make a lot of people very rich. That's just my point of view. So I see Groove going into crypto with wallets and payment options. I don't see them, or I don't see us moving into our own cryptocurrency at this moment. Definitely not in 2022. Probably next couple of years ahead, but at this moment, not yet. Okay, Paulo, I was waiting for a couple of minutes here. I cannot see your questions. Also, I have Sansia here. Sansia is one of our team members. She's moderating some of the comments. There's not much to moderate because I handle this showing comments, answering the comments. But she replied here that we cannot see your questions. So in case you have it, just add it in, but we didn't get it. So I'm going to be wrapping up this Q&A for today. Hopefully you guys enjoyed it. Hopefully you learned something new. I was able to answer your questions. If not, like, you can join the next Q&A, or if I referred you somewhere else, then maybe check with support or check with a different video that I pointed you towards for more information. But until Friday, we're going to have another question on Friday, another Q&A on Friday, which is the same time, same place, YouTube, Facebook, Twitch. And hopefully you're going to show up and ask me questions that you are struggling with. So until Friday, thank you very much for being here. I wish you a pleasant rest of the day, and good day and good night. Bye for now.